everyone is having a blessed Sunday night. Happy Haitian Mother's Day to all of the mothers around the world. From us in Haiti, this whole month we've been celebrating mothers, but we know mothers should be celebrated on a daily. Tonight, we have another great show for you guys. We have a guest that is with us. We will be speaking about the title is A Dominican Perspective on Haiti. So I want to begin with, as you tune in, please be respectful to our guests, whether we don't agree or whether if we agree or disagree. Let's challenge the topic and not the actual person. With my permission, my guests have permission to not show their face, specifically because they are not a YouTuber and would like to share some of their knowledge and perspective with us. And for their own protection, they would not like their face to be shown. But I sense that tonight will definitely be a wonderful show. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know where you tuned in from. And don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to share. So, welcome. How are you, Mr. S? Please introduce yourself as it is your first time joining us here on Life in Haiti.
Okay. Um, can I say this? Okay. I want to kind of make a debate on the issue happening between Haiti and DR. Um, I want to let everyone know that I am an immigrant to the US. So yes, I'm Dominican, but I live in the States. And yeah,
Let me ask you. We don't. You don't need to share where you live at in the states, but how long have you lived in the states as a Dominican?
so I came in to the US in 2017. It has been almost 8 years since I've been here in the US.
What encouraged you to travel to the United States from the Dominican Republic?
So I used to live with my mom in DR and my two brothers. Um, my grandfather from my father's side, he asked for my father to come here, and through him, we will me and my siblings, who were able to come here. But I never had a relationship with my father to the US because of that. I didn't want to leave my mom alone. And yeah, so I didn't feel comfortable. But the Dominican Republic economically pushed me to take the decision of coming to the US, even though I was not feeling comfortable. Because like again, I didn't have a good relationship with my father. It was a new country. Everything was new. Um to be honest, I was not so much worried about the language of like it being a different country. It was more about like not having that connection to to my father's side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But seeing my mom struggling and seeing myself struggling pushed me to come to the US.
Let me ask you, what was the life like? Because some people, especially Haitian people, have a different perspective of some things. And I want us to go step by step as you are the first Dominican that I am welcoming to the show to share your story and your perspective. And thank you guys once again for tuning in. Please share the live as we welcome our guests. What was life like for you in the Dominican Republic? What was your environment like? What was the resources like? What was life like for you in the Dominican Republic?
So we didn't have so much money. Yes, my mom, she has her own house, so we didn't have to pay rent. Um, but she didn't go to school, so she would work whatever she could work in a family house, in a factory, and she wouldn't make that much money. And again, my father was not in the picture, so he will help with just a little bit of money that wasn't enough for us to like sustain ourselves throughout the month. Um, I have to work while going to school. So I would go to school, and right after school, I will have to go to work. And for instance, I will come into work in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
then leave school around like 3, 4 o'clock, and then straight to work until midnight. And what I was making,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like, myself some food, but it wasn't enough for me to like afford like sneakers or like, you know what I mean, like clothes, go somewhere just to go and like have fun. So it was just like surviving. So yeah, my mom, we got so bad. Like she used to make to cook with, how to call it? Is it coal, charcoal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's how bad it was for us. She would cook on charcoal. 'Cause
And this was life in the Dominican Republic for you as a Dominican up until
yes,
you got the opportunity to travel out of Dominican Republic and into a different environment. Am I correct?
yes.
So I want, as we get into the show, from your perspective, I will. I want you to touch a little bit on history, as far as maybe what you were taught about, Haitians growing up. Can you share what you were taught about, growing up, history between the Haitians and the Dominican Republic? What were you taught as far as history between us two?
So growing up, I'm talking about middle school. The Spaniards, they came to the island. The Taínos were living in the island, and then how you say that, enslave the Taíno, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Spaniards, when they came to the island, they brought
Mm-hmm.
diseases with them. So the Taínos, like, they were dying because of that, and they needed more. They needed to bring people as a slave, so they can, like, how to call it, like, keep up with the work, right? Take the goal,
Mm-hmm.
this and that. So they brought Africans to the to the island, and between the Taínos, the Africans, and the Spaniards, they got to each other. I mean, like they marry, they have sex. Of course, like some people got raped, they have kids. You know what I mean? Like that situation happened. So there was a lot of like mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then France, they wanted to take France wanted to have territory in the Caribbean, and like Cuba was taken, Puerto Rican was taken, Jamaica was taken, and the Española was kind of, how to call it, like abandoned because Spain didn't care about the island anymore. And then
Mm-hmm.
France took over that side of the island, and the Spaniards were like, okay, you guys can have that side of the island, we have this side of the island. And again, Spain kind of neglected the that side of the island, this the Spanish side of the island. It got neglected by the Spain by
Mm-hmm.
Spain. And
Mm-hmm.
France started bringing more and more Africans to the south of the island, and that's how Haiti was created. Then, after a while, Haiti got its independence from France, and then decided to invade the Spanish side of the island, which is to the Dominican Republic, because they believe that the island should be one, that it shouldn't be divided, and
Do
they
you,
thought that.
well, did was it an invasion or was it a cry for help from
So
your side
we are
due
taught.
to?
So
Hmm?
we are taught that it was an invasion.
Okay.
And the reason why we think, and that's what we that's what we are taught, that was an invasion, was because in the books we didn't know who we were. We knew that we were part of Spain, but as a Dominican, we didn't have an identity. We didn't know what we were, and we see it as an invasion because, for instance, like we were from the beginning part of Spain. They speak Spanish. They believe in Catholicism, Christianity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though we have roots from other places like Africa, even the Taínos, our influence was mainly from Europe, Spain. And then when the Haitians took over our side of the island, they spoke French, they spoke Creole. So many
Mm-hmm.
Dominicans at that time didn't like to have didn't like to having to adjust to a new language, to a new culture. And also you can look you can look on Google the beheading of Mocha. So Haitians, even when it was just two colonies, I forgot the name of the he was a Haitian leader. He came to our side of the island. He came to Mocha and he killed Dominicans, regardless whether they were black, white, or how to call it, or like mixed, like I am. You can look it up. I'm not making that up for anyone
Mm-hmm.
who is out there.
Please share
The
the live, guys. Please share
the
the
be-
live. And try to speak a little bit louder too, so that way people can really hear you, okay?
okay. So the beheading of Mocha is just one example of why Dominicans believe it was invasion. So this Haitian leader, I forgot his name. I think it was to send. He came to the isle to our side of the island, specifically to Mocha, and he killed Dominicans, regardless whether they were black, white, or mixed. So why would someone who is trying to help would do something like that? We were forced to accept the Haitian government in our side of the island. And let's be honest, like Dominicans were first, or the Spaniards were first in the island. And there is no one time in history where Haitians can say that Dominican Republic tried to take over the Haiti side of the island because we never did anything like that, and that's why we feel attacked. At least in that sense, I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to offense to like make offense to anybody. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying. I'm just how to call it answering the question. That's why we believe it was an invasion rather than us crying for help.
Okay, okay. So that is your belief, but we don't. You're not. You probably don't know the facts behind what you are taught, right?
Yes, I know the fact. That's what I'm telling you. Like if you look up beheading of Mocha, you can do it real quick. It's just like it will pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a computer on there?
I am, as you are speaking, I am also doing my research, and the last mass violence, it was in 1937, and that was initiated by your president Rafael Trujillo.
Yes, but before that, can you please look the beheading of Mocha?
How would you spell Mocha?
Moca.
Moca.
Yes.
Okay. A specific event in Dominican history that is often cited in discussions about Haitian Dominican tension. What was the beheading of Mocha? The beheading of Mocha refers to a massacre that occurred in 1805 during a military campaign led by Jean Jacques Dessalines, Emperor of Haiti and one of the founding fathers of Haitian independence. After declaring Haiti's independence in 1804, Dessalines sought to invade the eastern part of the island, then under French and Spanish control, in an effort to unify the island under Black leadership and eliminate threats of French reoccupation. During this campaign, Dessalines troops marched east and reached several towns, including Santo Domingo, Santiago, and Mocha. In 1805, Dessalines and his forces reportedly committed atrocity in Mocha, including the killing and alleged beheading of Dominican civilians, including women and children. Houses and churches were burned down and property was looted. Survivors and later Dominican historians recounted the event as a brutal massacre, and it has become a traumatic part of Dominican historical memory. Mm.
And now you understand that, right? And
Do
before we get,
uh,
and bef-
okay,
I'm
you
sorry.
may continue because
Okay.
I'm reading the text. You may
Yeah.
continue. Mm-hmm.
Before we get to Trujillo, before we get to him, let's speak
Mm-hmm.
more about the history, right, of the island and why we think it was an invasion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Haiti gained its independence on 1804. 1805, that happened. And Haitians constantly tried to invade the Spaniards the Spain Saudi island. So we were neglected by Spain. Dominicans, we were neglected by Spain. Spain didn't care about us anymore. And we didn't know where to go, what to do. We were like a child that you just leave on the street. Like we don't know what to do. And then when the
Mm-hmm.
Haitians came over, they switched all the paperwork on French and Creole. So the Spanish is what we speak was useless. And then there were people that got raped. There were people that got killed. I mean, and it wasn't based on color. It was just based on them being Dominican. So if you were just like, oh, I don't go with with this regiment that's being implemented, you will get killed. Again, not based on your color, not based on like if you, because there are black Dominicans, there are white Dominicans, and most of us are mixed. So I didn't care how you look like, they would just kill you just because you were against what was being imposed at that time. And I get it 100%. That happened 200 years ago, right? It's history.
Mm-hmm.
But the sentiment is still there. And not to all of us, because not every Dominican knows about it. But the one that knows about it, we feel it.
Do you think that at the time Dessalines responded that way to prevent us from being enslaved again?
100%. And if we talk about slavery between the Haiti side and the Dominican side, you can look that up too. The difference between slaves in the two Saudi islands. While Dominicans, again, we were neglected by Spain. Like for instance, here in the U.S., the white people didn't mix with the black. It just kept that way. But when you look to the Dominican Republic, everyone got mixed. Everyone got mixed. If you were black, you can be with a white. You can get married. You can have kids, and then their kids got their freedom. So like in our side of the island, it, slavery wasn't as brutal as it was in Haiti by the French.
It wasn't. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It wasn't as brutal, and you can look it up. That's in the books. Yes, slavery was exist in the Dominican side of the island. At that time, it was Spain, but it wasn't as brutal. They were just part of the family. They were just like the cleaning lady that you have in the house, or the guy that you have in your backyard to clean the weeds. You know what I mean? It was more like
Mm-hmm.
that. It wasn't like we were whipping them. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like they were like forced to do things that they didn't want to do. You know what I mean? Forcibly and like
Mm-hmm.
constantly being abused. It wasn't like that. Meanwhile, if you look at the French side of the island, they were like people were dying every day, and they were bringing more slaves into that side of the island because the treatment that they were getting was just way too brutal. So you have a
Mm-hmm.
side that has that, how do you call it, that trauma, you know what I mean, of being exploded that way. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have the other side, which didn't have to go, or how do you say this, didn't have to endure so much pain, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even then, when Haiti got its independence, you can still see that most Dominicans that were black, they decided to stay in the Dominican side of the island, even though
Mm-hmm.
Haiti was a free black nation. And to me, if you ask me why that happened, it was because that they didn't feel threatened. They feel just as like any Dominican.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Guys, please share your thoughts on what he has shared. Please share your thoughts. And to speak for Jean Jacques Dessalines in this day and age, especially with what Haiti continued to face, I am not saying that violence is right, but at that time, Haiti was enduring a lot of violence. And as you just explained, if the other side was the softer side, maybe he felt that we could be reinvaded again through the Dominican Republic if there wasn't reinforcement there. And I am not,
100%.
mm-hmm,
100%. But
yeah,
we pay a price. That's what I'm saying. By their fear and by them protecting themselves, Dominicans, we pay a price. and that we didn't have to pay a price because it was not our fault. It wasn't our
Mm-hmm.
fault. We just got involved into all of this, but we we are just in the middle of it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me, and guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, if you are new here, to please subscribe to the channel. Kindly like if you've yet to hit the like button, and please share with a friend. Today we are getting a Dominican perspective on the things which is happening between the Dominican Republic and Haiti. How do Dominicans view race and identity in relations to Haiti?
Say that one more time, please.
How do Dominicans view race in
So,
relations, mhm, to Haitian?
to Haitians.
Hmm. Race and identity. How do they identify themselves? Mm, You know.
So we
Hmm.
need to speak about history again. So when we were part of Spain, right, a colony,
Hmm.
Spain is what, white, right? And Dominicans, what
Hmm.
are we? We're mixed because everyone got mixed. So most of us, we're not white, we're mixed. We're not black either, we're mixed. And yes, there is a group of white and there is a group of black, but most of us are mixed. Like, so we didn't know who we were. We didn't know. We didn't know, like, how to call it. We didn't have a sense of Dominican. Oh, what is said to be Dominican? We didn't have a sense of that, right?
Hmm.
So when we finally noticed that we were neglected by Spain and that we got invaded by Haiti, and we didn't like that. Finally, that spark within us, Dominicans, we were like, okay, we're not Spain, we're not Haiti. So who are we? What are we? And we finally came to be Dominicans. So before I talk about how Dominicans look at Haiti based on race, I had to talk about how Dominicans look themselves. Me as a Dominican who grew up in the Dominican Republic, if you look at my grandmother, you will think she's white. If you look at my grandfather, you will think he's African. He is very dark, and my grandmother is very white. But they got together. They got my father, who is mixed, and then here I am. So I don't believe there is an issue within the Dominican population when it comes to race. It's more about how much money you have. I can see that. It depends. Like, you can be white, but if you're broke, I don't want nothing to do with you. You can be dark. If you have money, oh yes, come here. It's about how much you have in your pocket rather than your skin color. That's my experience as a Dominican. Now, when we look at Haitians based on history, and you guys, yes, you guys are black, and we have black Dominicans, but you guys look different than the blacks that we have in our country. We have different features, even though, like, both you can be black, but you can have like different features, right?
Hmm.
Based on you guys having so many issues, right, in your country, and, like, how to call it, like, it's more about money. It's more about, like, you see someone who is from, like, Cuba, not Cuba, like Venezuelan, right?
Hmm.
They don't have, like, they're going through a lot right now, right? So when you see them, you're like, oh well, now they're here, and things are not looking good in their country, so we don't want that here either. You know what I mean? It's like high school almost. Like you see when in high school when you see like this guy who did something bad or whatever, and then everyone's talking about it, and no one wants to hang around that guy because that guy did something wrong. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
more yeah, it's more that's how I can picture it. That's how I can say it. It's not a good example of it, but that's what I'm saying. It's more about like Dominicans knowing that Haitians are not doing well, and we don't want that to be associated with, you know what I mean, with our country. I can see that 100%. But also, we have to also say that there is Dominicans who, how do you call it, support the Haitian people. We have Dominicans within the Dominican Republic who, how do you call it, they advocate for the Haitian community,
Mm-hmm.
and that's real. You can look it up. You can see in the news. Yeah, so not every Dominican look down on Haiti, right? I don't want to go ahead of the questions that you might ask me, but
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to race, when we look at Haiti, it's not about them being black. It's about the economics of it. You know what I mean? It's just we know that most Haitians don't have that, how do you call it, power of acquiring things, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we are like, okay, whatever. I mean, like, we don't want you here. Like, if you're not giving me something, I don't want you here. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, as a Dominican, you don't think that racism exists in addition to economic status?
Well, when it, we had to also like, how do you say this? Let's talk about percentage, right? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, do I believe that every Dominican is racist towards Haitian or towards black people? I have to say no. If you ask me if I believe that some Dominicans are racist towards Haitian and towards black people, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, it's not all of us. It's some of us. And the same thing can be said about Haiti, because me doing my research, right? Not many Haitians like white people. They don't. They wouldn't want to have a white Haitian president. Am I wrong?
No,
It will
no,
look exactly. It will look really
no.
bad.
Hey, our, I'm, I'm open minded to your perspective, definitely, but I would not say that Haitian people are racist. You
Okay.
know, have a racism towards um, white people or even Dominicans.
There are white Haitians.
What did you
There
say?
there are white Haitians.
Yeah, of
There are
course.
Haitians that are white.
Yes, there are white
Yes.
Haitians.
And like since like looking at different platforms, I can tell that, and I can say confidently enough that most Haitians wouldn't want a white Haitian president.
What do you guys say? Would most Haitians be okay with a white Haitian president? In the audience, guys, what do you guys think? And let me welcome everyone. Mercedes, thank you for tuning in, my sister. Please share the live as you guys come in. Manila, Noella, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Jean, Arlan, hello Maria, dialogue that is much needed from Miami. Thank you so much. Victory in Jesus. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Tuning in from Florida. Florida in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Frankie Elliott says, hey. Cindy B, hi, dear Marie, and everyone on the live. As we come in, please give the live a like, guys. Don't forget to like the homie. Hello, LIH family. Hello. Please like, share, subscribe, and donate to the channel, guys. Thank you so much. Mercedes, Manila, our chart says you guys are brutal. Mercedes says it doesn't matter if the French were more brutal than the Spanish. Slavery is slavery. People weren't 100% free. Eddie Jean, thank you so much for tuning in. Dominicans remind when African Americans watch Roots in school, they want to jump white kids because what they're in. Let me ask you, how do media and education in the DR shape Dominicans' attitudes towards Haitians today? A lot
So
of
there
what
is
you explained, a lot of what you explained happened years ago. What is going on today with the Dominicans who did not experience what you are sharing with Haitians?
mm, can you please elaborate more into it? Because I didn't get it, to be honest.
Today,
Yes.
Haitian people are not invading Dominican Republic. Today, Haitian people are not being abusive towards the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And a lot of what took place, even though history does not, you cannot forget history. You cannot forget what has happened. We cannot erase what has happened, but we also can't focus solely on the bad because, as Mercedes mentioned, slavery is slavery. And at that time, that decision was made by Dessalines for a reason. And even though, as we get into the show tonight, I don't have the full facts, but I have read somewhere where Dominican officials did ask for assistance from the Haitian people at that time, and it wasn't just solely the Haitians wanting to invade. I could see wanting to unite the island so that the whole island can be free. But all of that happened years ago. What is happening? What are they teaching you guys as far as an education today that continue the disparity towards Haitian people?
So um, I believe that some Dominicans asked Haiti for help. Again, we didn't know who we were. We didn't know where to go. But I don't believe that it was, how to call it, that most Dominicans were in favor on being part of Haiti. It could have been a couple of people, rich people, I would say, who took on themselves to go to Haiti and ask for help. But I don't think that it was like a democratic decision. They didn't ask the Dominican population on that side of the island whether they wanted to ask Haiti for help or not. You know what I mean? And the same thing can be said about like being part of Spain or being part of the US, because at some point that Dominican Republic was almost a state of the US and it didn't happen. So I'm not saying this to discredit the Haitians, because I get it 100%. I do get it. Maybe they did wanted to help. They wanted to help, right? but
Mhm.
the help was not what we how to call it. mm, How to say, like, they wanted to help the Dominicans, right?
Mhm.
But they didn't know how we wanted to be helped. If I put it that way,
Mhm.
I can only put it that way, right? And when it comes to they, how Dominicans feel about Haitians, I have to say, not every Dominican knows about the beheading of Mocha. Only those Dominicans like me who take on themselves to do the research, to look at both sides, know
Mhm.
more about the history, right?
Mhm.
On today, it's more about resources, right? For instance, yes, we need immigrants in the Dominican Republic because they take on jobs that most Dominicans don't want to do, right? But also it doesn't mean that Dominicans don't want to do it because they don't want to do it. They're not getting paid what that job, how we call it, has to be paid. If you know what I mean. Like,
Mhm. Let's back up a little bit.
okay,
You just mentioned how difficult things is or was for you growing up in the Dominican Republic. So
yes.
why would a Dominican not be willing to take that job when they're basically facing some of the same issues that a Haitian is facing?
Okay, so we have to also understand that when it comes to the manual labor, right?
Mm-hmm.
In like the how to call it building buildings and those things, 100% is not Haitian. There is a percentage of Dominicans who works on those areas. For instance, my specific experience in the art, that's not it's not relevant to all Dominicans. My mom was a single mom. My
Mm-hmm.
father, he just didn't care about us enough. So like I have I had my individual experience that does not apply to every Dominican.
I understand
So
that, but
yeah, so for
how's majority of Dominicans living in the Dominican Republic? Is the disparity a far difference from what's happening in Haiti?
what do you mean by disparity?
The lack of resources, the lack of basic needs. Um, how is the level of disparity in the Dominican Republic for the people?
So for the people now more than ever, for instance, when I was in DR, I remember that school was just half time, 5 hours. So you will come to class at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at noon. Only 5 4 hours. And now they go to school from 7 a.m. to 4 o'clock. They eat. They even have buses that go to their houses, pick them up, and bring them to school. I didn't have none of that, but now they have that.
Things are changing.
To a lot more than what it did when I was growing up in there. My friends, I'm sorry. Okay, my friends that live in DR, they have access to. They work in call centers. They work in schools, helping the teachers. They even have cars. I didn't have. I couldn't even think about having none of that in there. You know what I mean? So things are looking a lot better now than they did before. But now, again, when it comes to like manual labor, right? I
Mm-hmm.
believe most Dominicans would take on those jobs if they paying if they're getting paid decent, you know what I mean? Enough. For instance,
Mm-hmm.
those people, like those business people, they
Mm-hmm.
taking advantage of the migrants that are coming to DR. No healthcare, they paying them nothing little. You know what I mean? So it's like, and you will think, oh well, it's a good thing because now they're helping you guys on jobs that you guys don't want to do. Again, it's not that Dominicans don't want to do it. It's because they're not getting paid enough. They're not getting any benefits. And the worst part is they cannot fight back. They cannot go on the streets and be like, "Oh, do like how you call it, do like a strike," because
Mm-hmm.
those businesses have already um, a population, a labor, how do you call it, have people that will work for what they get, for what they're offering them. You know what I mean? So it leaves
Mm-hmm.
Dominicans with like nothing to fight for because like they already won. They already won. They have the people. They have the how to call it the labor that they need to accomplish the how to call it the to build the building. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, we need immigrants, 100%, but we are getting more than what we need. For instance, in the healthcare, 36, 36% of births were by Haitian women. 36.
Hold on.
In
Don't go too fast.
Well,
Don't go too fast.
I'm just saying all of that so people can understand why Dominicans feel the way that they feel. It's not based on Haitians being Haitians. It's not about them being black. It's that the Dominican Republic have limited resources,
Mm-hmm.
and there is only so much. It's like an apple. You and me, we can share an apple, but what about 20 people? Can we
Mm-hmm.
share an apple? 20 people? I don't think so. And we might, but are we all of us? Are we gonna get satisfied? I don't think so.
Hmm. Let me give a shout out to Raphael Lagundi. Thank you so much for your continuous support of this channel. Thank you so much. Um, I don't know. I was just looking at your messages and it was deleted. So I don't know what dollar super chat. Thank you so much to each and everyone who support the channel. Um, some people feel that Haiti built the whole DR. Many Dominicans, hold on a second, many Dominicans who live abroad repeatedly send money home. Dominicans also travel home multiple times a year. I believe that helps the economy a lot. 52 viewers and only 26 likes. Don't forget, guys, to please hit the like button. Don't forget to please hit the like button. The homie says, not today. We don't want a white president. I can't see a white president truly being dedicated to the welfare of Haiti and its people. It will never happen. Don't forget, we do have white Haitians, guys. Mercedes say the same thing happens in the United States. Many undocumented immigrants work for much less than a citizen would. Eddie says Haiti's biggest problem not believing in private sectors and foreign investors. They believe they'll take the country. DR is the opposite. Foreign investors run that country. That's why they're thriving. Don't forget, guys, to please hit the like button. Thank you for removing that was under the live. Thank you guys so much. Danny saying thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you guys so much for your support of this channel. As I said, guys, challenge the subject and not the person. He's sharing his perspective. Let's agree to disagree, regardless if we agree. We can still be respectful towards each other, right? What are your thoughts on how the Dominican's government is currently handling Haitian migration? 1 minute. Let me give a shout out to Eddie Jean. Thank you, Eddie, so much for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Eddie, for your continuous love and support of this channel. Thank you, my brother. What are your thoughts on how the Dominican government is currently handling Haitian migration? Example, healthcare system. You sound like a really decent guy. We seen where Haitian women pregnant are being put out of hospitals, being sent directly to the border. What are your thoughts on that that's happening in the Dominican Republic?
Mm, on that, I have to speak from two different, how do you call it, perspective. Dominican side and my human side, right?
Mm-hmm.
From my human side, that's really like bad. It should not happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But from my Dominican side, it's a dilemma. Because even though it's wrong, we are being taken over slowly but surely by them. In the sense of 36% of the birth that how to call it, like happening in the country is by Haitian women. And the thing is, 36%. At that rate, in 5 more years, it should not be 50%, half the Dominicans and half Haitians. So just imagine the implication that is gonna have on the country, right? If we look back in 2010, wasn't Luis Abinader was not the president. It was Danilo
Mm-hmm.
Medina who was the president. He had to take off the birth of right, birth of like how to call it,
Birthright
being like
citizenship. That's
yes,
right.
yeah, based on like being born on the country, because we're being overwhelmed by so many. And when I say Haitian, I don't mean it because like it's Haitian. It's just like it's just we had to admit like the immigrants that we get, most of them are Haitians, and that's why I say it that way. But I don't say it in a way to like insult anyone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can say, okay, most of the immigrants that we get are from Haiti, and they come into DR, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they get pregnant, or they are pregnant. They go to a hospital and they give birth. The thing is, we have Dominicans, for instance, you go to a hospital, right? They
Mm-hmm.
have so many beds, they have so many staff. They cannot help everyone, right? And who comes first, serve first. So if a Haitian comes first, even though the Haitian, even though they are illegal, they have the right to get treated, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have a Dominican who has to wait for immigrants to get treatment first because they got there first. Do you know what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Dominicans, being Dominican, they feel mistreated on their own country. They're asking themselves, why do we allow that? Why do you why do we don't give privilege to the citizen of the country, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have
About
to admit.
approximately how many Haitians do you think is living in the Dominican Republic right now? Approximately. How many Dominicans
I have to
think
say
is living in
I
the how many Haitians do you think is living in the Dominican Republic right now?
would say close to 2 million. Close to two
Close to how
million.
many?
2 million. Close to 2 million. That's my estimator. For instance, my neighborhood where I'm from, there is a church that is a Haitian church. In the
Mm-hmm.
daytime, it's a school. In a nighttime, they do their serving, right? That street, I went to visit my mom, and everyone was Haitian. Everyone. And I asked my mom, like, Mom, what's happened? Like, everyone, and mind you, I went to school in the art, middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Haitian friends. I have like one or two Haitian friends, and they're cool people. But the thing is, it's my country. I feel like I was somewhere else. I didn't feel like I was in Dominican Republic. I didn't feel like I was in Dominican Republic. There were just too many people that I not that I not Dominicans. And to me, it was like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
But according to Dominican national statistic, there is about 500,000 to 1 million Haitians who are currently living in the Dominican Republic. So I'm not sure where that number,
I
of
mean,
2.7
you asked
million is coming from.
you asked
Good
me
question,
personally.
Eddie. Hmm?
You asked me personally, and I said to me, I said close to 2 millions.
Yeah.
The question was referring to me and what I think. I
Yeah.
don't work in the Dominican government. I do not work statistics, so
Hmm.
how would I know?
All right. And one of the things you mentioned about a president taking away birthright citizenship. Dominican Republic has never given birthright citizenship to any Haitians. I don't think in history.
Well, if you look up in Google, you will
Look
see.
at where.
If you look at Google and like in the internet, the Dominican Republic used to have right birth. Uh, if you were born in the country, you get to be a citizen. That's how it used to be up until 2010, and it was
Mhm,
because our president, our authorities at that moment, they noticed the mass.
I'm
Okay,
listening.
they noticed what was happening, so they take that away from the migrants, and then 10 years later, now we have Luis Abinader, and the issue is even bigger than what it was in 2010. Because let's be honest, in 2010, that's when the earthquake happened in Haiti, right? But at least you guys have a president. Then in 2001, the president got killed, and from there on, everything has been just like downhill. So like now more than ever, Haiti is like, I don't know, like there is no one to talk to. There is nothing like gangs are running the show. So like I hope that people out there can understand the frustration that we have. Because even though we get what's going on in Haiti, it's not our responsibility to help. And yes, we can help, but there is only so much we can do for Haiti because we also have our own people that we need to take care of.
hmm So let me share this information with you guys. The 213 Constitutional Court ruling, Sentencia 168 13, in 2013, the Dominican Constitutional Court stripped citizenship from thousands of people, mostly Dominicans, of Haitian descendants. The court ruled that anyone born after 1929 to parents in transition, undocumented, or temporary workers was not a citizen. This ruling retroactively rendered thousands stateless, even people who had lived their whole lives in the DR had never even been to Haiti. Do you not think that this is unconstitutional for them
To
to
me,
rule that? You don't think that there are Dominicans, as you mentioned, way before Dominicans were free or Haiti was free, because slavery there was a lot softer. They had crossed over to the Dominican Republic and have always lived in the Dominican Republic, right?
yes.
They didn't. They don't know much about Haiti, but being born in Haiti. So really, when they have kids, their kids are basically Dominicans because they grew up on the other side of the island. They grew up culturally different. They grew up speaking Spanish. They know much of nothing about Haiti. And this court ruled, if you were not born before 1929 to parents, that you were deemed stateless. You don't think that is a direct attack on anyone born on Haiti soil or any Haitian living in the Dominican Republic side?
So let's make something clear. There are nice tailors because the Haitian constitution say that anyone that any Haitian is Haitian no matter where they're born. Am I wrong?
Yes.
So those Haitians are Haitians.
I'm saying yes, but
No,
okay.
you,
I'm not sure about that, but okay.
so could you
Okay.
please, to move on, could
Hmm.
you please confirm that Haitian constitution established that any Haitian is Haitian no matter where they're from, no matter where they're born. So if they were born in Japan, they still be Haitian. If they were born in China, they still be Haitian.
Hmm. Hmm.
Can you look it up first and then we can move on?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's yes, the Haitian Constitution does grant citizenship by descent. It does,
Okay, so
regardless of place of birth.
on that note, they are Haitians. They're not stateless. They are Haitians. Now,
No, no, no.
do I,
But
as a
we're
human,
talking constitutionally and humanly. Because
so for my human,
you see, I don't have an issue with all that you've shared. But I would say, if what if the United States done that to you? How would you feel? What
it
if
is
they
about.
did that to your kids that was born in the United States, don't know much about Dominican Republic, and now they're saying that you are deemed stateless and being sent back to Dominican Republic, where that child, they do not know anything but what you've shared with them.
So first, let's not use the word stateless because again, they're not stateless. They have a country. Haiti claims them as being Haitian because they're Haitian descent. Did we
Isn't
agree on
it the
that?
same thing in your constitution as a Dominican?
Yeah, so as a Dominican, if I have a kid in Japan or in China, they still be
And
Dominicans.
you can be
So
deemed stateless if you are born, let's say, in France, but they want to send you back to DR, they
I
can
mean,
name you stateless. So it's the same thing in your constitution as well. Am I correct?
again, to me,
Okay.
stateless means that you don't have a country to go to. No one is claiming you to be part of their country. Am I right? That's the definition of stateless, right?
That's probably your definition, but I don't think no one have a
So
country
can
to go to.
so can we look up the definition of
No,
stateless?
we understand, and most of my peoples who are watching understand the definition of stateless.
So
But
since I don't
in
understand,
reality, no one is really stateless. It's the circumstances. Meaning, let's say, what could deem someone stateless? Because I've been through the immigration system myself. Let's say if you have Haitian parents who traveled out of Haiti, end up in the Bahamas. And in the Bahamas, they had children and ended up leaving the Bahamas without legalizing themselves in the Bahamas, but had children in the Bahamas and travel with those kids to the United States. Let's say in the event something happens, they end up getting in trouble with the police or something like that. That can deem that child stateless when it comes to figuring out where to return that child. Because if the Bahamas is not claiming that child as a citizen and they never step foot in Haiti, stateless is, okay? In my opinion.
is exactly that's just your opinion. But if we're not talking about this, how to call it, this subject, we should go towards like how to call it, the true definition of the word.
Mhm.
So if you want, we can look up the definition of stateless.
Okay, define it to us in your opinion.
So in my opinion, I get again,
Uh huh.
statelessness means when a person don't have a country that is claiming them to be part of their country. For instance, Haitians are claimed by Haiti to be Haitians based on their how to call it on their roots. So it does not make them stateless because they have a state who is claiming them to be Haitian.
Okay. I get that. I agree to disagree there because I just explained to you what is stateless. And a child in the Dominican Republic can end up in that situation because of the law that is put in place purposefully against a Haitian person. But in reality, in my opinion, that child should not be deemed stateless because if they've had parents who have been living in the Dominican Republic for years, in generations, they don't have attachments to Haiti, honestly. They're just either the parent was born in Haiti, okay? Now it's the law, it's the rules, it's nothing to debate about, but you can continue
Yeah,
because your constitution gives you the same right.
exactly. Based on my roots. Both of my parents are Dominicans, so I get to be Dominican.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I have a child here in the US, that child is going to be claimed by my government and my constitution as a Dominican. In that case that the US decides to remove or revoke his citizenship based on he was born here, he has my country and my constitution claiming him as a Dominican, so he will never be stateless. The same thing happens to Haitians. They are not stateless because they do have a state, a country who is claiming them as being Haitians based on their roots, based on their descendants. Again, they're not stateless. That's why that word shouldn't be used in this argument.
Okay, I can agree to disagree because that is your opinion, right?
Understand?
Uh
So when
huh.
it comes to okay, so when it comes to that, right?
Mm
My human side said to me that's morally wrong. It should have not happened. It shouldn't happen. But my Dominican side is like we need to do what we need to do in order to protect ourselves.
hmm. Mm
And I
hmm.
get it. It's
Mm hmm.
painful. I get it. And like it can feel as an attack. But the thing is, if our government keeps allowing people to come in and to give birth, right? I mean,
Mm hmm.
those people are gonna see the Dominican Republic as a gate for them to escape from what's happening in Haiti, which is completely understandable because honestly, I would do the same, 100%. I would do the same. But again, our government needs to do what needs to be done in order to protect ourselves.
Hmm. Let's go into the audience. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please share the live. And if you are tuning in for the first time here, we are getting a Dominican perspective on the situation between Dominican Republic and Haiti. Please subscribe to the channel and don't forget, guys, let's get friendly with the algorithm and hit the like button and share your thoughts on what's happening too, whether you watch it during the live or after the live. Mercedes says that USA has birthright citizenship, and many foreigners travel to US to have a baby for the sole reason of the baby having citizenship. And I agree. It doesn't mean I agree with everything that Dominicans have that you've contested or have shared. There are things I have my reservation about, and I've shared my reservation, my thoughts on them, and some of the claims that Dominicans have against Haitians. They rightfully they do they have a right to have it, okay? So it's not everything that I disagree with. USA has complained about resources given to immigrants, but treatments are provided to patients regardless of legal status. Mr. Jean, thank you for tuning in. It's not a change in the Constitution. If you're born anywhere, you are Haitian by blood, but it's a choice by the child to represent what country. Yes, stateless equals no country. US is an exception because the US has just so. Thank you so much. No more lies, please. Right? No one is stateless. We are all born on Earth, which makes the planet our birthright. Thank you. Wowo says, thank you so much, Wowo, for tuning in. I heard one of their candidates was Haitian descent. They did that so he wouldn't run. Can't verify it though. Wow. Do you know anything about that?
Me?
That was it because someone was Haitian descent that was running for a certain positions in the Dominican Republic that rule was imposed.
So yes, I cannot really claim or say that, but I can say this: the Dominican Republic have had has had Haitians who are trying to run for office. You can look up Peña, how do you call it? Is it Peña Gomez? Let me look.
Mm-hmm. Don't they return to Haiti? Some don't return to Haiti, Mercedes. Some you have Haitians who have been living in the Dominican Republic for many, many years.
Okay, so if you see in the comments Peña Gomez, you can look him up. He was a Haitian descent who ran for office in the Dominican Republic, and he almost won. You can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
You can look it up. So tell me, right? If
Mm-hmm.
a Dominican has ever in Haiti tried to run for office.
I can't be clear that they haven't. I can't be clear and say that they haven't.
And the issue is not that they Haitians, because again, like it's okay, it's okay to a certain point. But I'm just saying, like, if we keep allowing people to come to our country, have babies, and claim to be Dominicans, then
Mhm.
what we fought for, to finally again,
But
when we
hold
go
on a
back,
second. Since you mentioned this, what you
yeah,
guys fought for, can you admit that you guys really had it easy because we had the roughest side on slavery. We fought, more Haitians shed blood for the freedom that we all enjoy on the island. Because many will say that Dominican did not fight for any freedom. Do you agree with that?
that we didn't fight for any freedom.
Yeah.
No, I would not agree on that.
Okay. Why would
I would
you? Why would
agree
you not?
because we fought, we won against Haiti, we won against Spain, who
We
tried.
Haiti was not who enslaved Dominican Republic.
No, I'm not saying that they
That's not
did.
history. It
I'm
was
not saying.
Haiti. We were enslaved ourselves. And we agreed that decisions were probably made to prevent the island from being recaptured again by our oppressors. When Dominican Republic say that Haiti enslaved Dominicans, that is something that I completely do not agree with because we were both in the same situation. And from your perspective, you shared that you guys basically had it a lot better than most Haitians. And you are kind of a lot more comfortable in what was happening, while on this side we were being severely oppressed. So once we were able to break that chain, it was imperative for them to have control of what's happening in the Dominican Republic as well, because leaving it open in the Dominican Republic can easily be an open area for us to be invaded again. We agree on that. Am I correct?
100%.
Okay. I don't I I agree with a lot that you share. And I've heard other people share this. But for the life of me, I do not agree with when someone shared that Haiti enslaved Dominican Republic. I don't see anywhere that could have been the truth. It may have seemed like it, but it was a way to protect the whole island. Let me know, guys. What do you guys
So,
think?
for instance, to
Mm-hmm.
you say that what I forgot his name. Is it Desaline? What he
Mm-hmm.
did, what he did on 1905 to the beheading of Mocha and more things that they did, right? It was to protect themselves, right? So it was okay for them to kill Dominicans, to rape
We at the
Dominicans
time you're not
at that
sure
time. I'm just
exactly
saying.
who it was in for what, because it will, when there's war, there will be casualties. That's something I don't condone. I am not saying, I like violence. If you know
But
me, I don't.
do you
Hmm.
understand that Dominicans, we never did anything to Haiti? The Saline came over to our side of the island, beheading people, killing people. Dominicans didn't go to his side. He went to our side. He did what he did in again, like you said, he was trying to protect himself. But we were Dominicans living in the island who didn't do anything to him. But because he felt threatened, he killed people, regardless whether they were black, white, or brown. That's what I'm trying to say. And okay, I get it. It was okay at that time. It wasn't okay, but that's how things were at the time, right? The Salim was trying to protect himself and his people. And now,
No,
nowadays,
no.
our
And
government is doing
it
what
says
he's
this in history that he was trying to protect the whole island, to unify the whole island. Keep in mind, during this time, a lot of Haitian people also lost their lives. We were not there. We can only really give a factual account on what's happening during our days today. But both sides had casualties. Okay? And I'm not saying that it was right. No. But the freedom that we had just won, we had just fought for, that many of us today, especially people of color, the freedom
okay.
Dessalines fought, that people of color, even you as a Dominican, you enjoy today. Can you understand why certain decisions were made that probably was not the right decision, but at that time, to protect the whole island from being invaded, that's probably why he felt that he needed to make that decision?
100%. Again,
Hmm.
to me, he made that decision to protect his people, not to be enslaved again. I don't think it was for the benefit of all Dominicans, okay? Because again, Dominicans at that time and even today, we are not just black. We are mixed. We some of them are white too. So we again, we didn't suffer for the same things that Haitian went through. And I get 100%. You can call it like that. Dominicans, we had it easy in a way, easier than you guys. But that's not our fault. That's not our fault. How is that our fault? That's not our fault. Even up to date, it's not our fault. We didn't do anything to Haiti to be in the position that you guys are today. We didn't do anything like that. Know what I mean? Like, what have we done? Like, what have we done to Haiti? Like, in history, I have never seen one time that Dominicans did something purposely to to hurt Haiti.
So,
Even we
what
got
Trujillo did, the Massacre River, was not, you wouldn't consider that intentionally done
if you
towards
look
the Haitian people?
okay. So at that time, and again, I don't want to how to call it because I think we're focusing a lot on like um history and not in the present day. But to close
No,
with
no, no,
this
no. You don't,
about history,
when this was done to the Haitian people intentionally,
it was intentionally,
directed at, see,
and I'm gonna
then
tell you
we
why.
could see, we could
I'm gonna tell you
dispute,
why. I'm gonna tell
hold
you
on,
why.
we can dispute unifying the whole island on this island side
Yeah.
because we had just beat our oppressors.
Okay.
And being that you guys are white and had it really good, didn't really have a reason to fight, it was very imperative, even today, it would be very imperative to make sure that we wasn't reinvaded through the Dominican Republic again.
Which
And
never
in
happened.
war, there will be casualties. It's not that it's right,
Okay.
but that's just a part of life, right?
Okay.
Because that's what history has taught many of
Hmm.
us. But
The-
Trujillo massacre, was it that intentionally? Can you not say it was intentionally
It
towards the
was
Haitian people?
it was intentionally, but there was
Okay,
a reason
so we
why.
can agree on that. And
Yes,
yeah,
and there is a reason why he did it.
that was a reason.
There is a reason why he did it.
Okay,
Yeah, Haitians were trying again. If you look up, if you have a computer, look up the reason why the massacre happened. What caused for it to happen? It was not Trujillo just hated Haitians. They were slowly invading territory, Dominican territory. Dominicans didn't want to live close the border because to them there was no benefit. So they were moving to the cities, while Haitians were slowly taking over those how to call it those territories that Dominicans didn't want to live anymore. And then we were losing territory. And also there was a lot of like migration, just like now it is, from Haiti to the Dominican side. And that was caused Trujillo to do that to Haitians. Again, it's not correct. But the same if we look at what Salim did in 1805, and we look what Trujillo did, he was protecting himself. He was protecting the island. He saw the island. You know what I mean? Again, it was wrong. But to them at the time, they thought that that was what one needed to do for them to like protect the island. Okay, I'm not saying that it was okay. I'm just saying that it happened for a reason. Again, that's what I'm saying. And the reason why people give so much emphasis to Trujillo, it was just because that happened not too long ago. But if they look back through time, if they look back through time, they can tell that Dominicans have never stepped a foot in Haiti, while Haitians keep constantly coming to our side of the island. That's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it. That's just the truth of it. We have never ever like go to Haiti for nothing, and they keep coming to our side of the island. They keep coming closer and
if
closer
I'm
and
not
closer and closer.
mistaken, the massacre took place at the border. And that is something that up until today is in question because that borderline belongs to both of us, not just the Dominican Republic. It belongs to Haitians as well.
Okay, so please ask in the internet if the Dominican Republic lost territory during that massacre. Please look it up. Please.
Did you guys lose territory?
Yes, look it up, please.
I mean, what did that have to do with what
No,
Trujillo did?
but look it up. Look it up and tell me if I'm wrong.
That you guys lost territory?
Yes, please look that up.
Let me share this though. The Trujillo Massacre, also known as Parsley Massacre, was a horrific event that took place in October 1937, for those who don't know, when Dominican dictator Rafael Trujillo ordered the mass killing of Haitians living in the Dominican Republic, particularly near the northern border. Here's a clear explanation as to why it happened. Trujillo promoted an extreme form of Dominican nationalism based on anti Haitian ideology. He wanted to whiten the Dominican identity and distance it from anything associated with African roots or Haiti. Haitians, who are predominantly Black and Creole speaking, were seen as a threat to this vision. Nothing with what you shared. And to
Could you
control the
please
border.
could you
Okay?
please ask? Could you please ask? It's a question. Could you please ask if the Dominican Republic lost territory? Please ask that question.
What you say, Dominican Republic? territory during this fight?
Yes, please.
Let's see. What are you saying that you guys did?
Please just ask a question, then you'll see.
No, you guys did not.
Please. I can
Hmm? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? It's as did the Dominican Republic lose territory during the 1937 massacre or due to the conflict? It says no, the Haitian Republic did not lose territory during or because of the 1937 Parsley massacre or any direct conflict with Haiti in the 20th century. It was a massacre of Haitian civilians living on Dominican Republic soil, ordered by Dominican dictator Raphael. No land. Okay. Thank you, Marie. We love your work, and I pray you have the budget to succeed. Thank you so, so much. Thank you to each and everyone. Hello, Mr. S. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear? I'm not able to hear our guest anymore, guys. Are you guys able to hear him?
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes, now we are able to hear you again. Are you back? I can't hear him. We lost you.
You didn't lose me. I'm here.
Okay, okay. You may continue. You may continue.
Okay.
But no, you did not lose any land. That is what the encyclopedia is saying, that you guys did not lose anything. Are you able to hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. 100%.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask
Yeah.
you one last question before we part ways. Um, what do you think is misunderstood on both sides? Haitians about Dominicans and Dominicans about Haitians.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
What do you think is misunderstood about Dominicans from a Haitian perspective, or from a Haitian to a Dominican?
Okay, so first of all, I don't think that there is there is a misunderstanding between us. When it comes to migration, right? Dominican Republic is a developing country with limited resources. Yes, we need immigrants, but we don't need as many as we're getting. You know what I mean? So resources are not enough for all of us, and that is causing tension between the Haitians and Dominicans. It's not because they're Haitians. It's not because they're black. It's because we are being overflown by Haitians. Okay, that's my takeaway from that. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not about them being Haitians. It's not about them being black. It's because there is too many of them. And also, we get blamed in Haiti when we have not done anything for Haiti to the place that they are today.
I don't think that Dominican Republic is the direct blame for what's happening in Haiti. Um, That's a whole nother subject, but I don't think that people are blaming Dominican Republic for exactly what's happening in Haiti.
I mean, the government in Haiti, whoever is like running, I guess now you have like something there, said that Colombia, Dominican Republic, and the U.S. are to blame for what's happening in Haiti because of us, guns are coming to Haiti. That's basically what they say. You know what I mean? So like again, I get it. The government does not speak for the whole population of Haitians, but that's out there. You know what I mean? They represent at the end of the day. They represent Haiti, and that's what they say. And then Dominicans, we are being like, oh, they racist, they this and that, but nobody's understanding what is happening in reality in the Dominican Republic. We don't have we don't have like how to call it like again Dominicans, they cannot fight for better wages. How is it business people? They have the manual labor already that they need. So Dominicans can do nothing about it. They cannot protest, and even if they protest, then they're not gonna listen to them. Then you go to a hospital and there is like 10, 20 immigrants, and there is only two Dominicans. That happened to my mom. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this. I was 11 years old. In the Dominican Republic, there is the government have these places that you can get food from. You give them 10 pesos and they give you good food. Me, as a 10 years old, I went to those places to get food. Guess what happened? The food was gone. Why? Because Haitians they went and get the food. And I was 10 years old. That day I cried. I came home. I told to my mom, "Mommy, there is no food anymore." She was okay. So we have to go to a fancy restaurant who is like 10, 100 pesos, 10, 125 pesos for a plate of food. And we have to share it between me and her. So that's what I'm trying to say. We have limited resources again, and I'm not mad at that time. I wasn't mad because the Haitians took the food. It was because there was no more food, and that's what I'm saying. There is only so much we can help with. There is only so much we can do for you guys. Yes, we need immigration, but we don't need the amount that we're getting.
Hmm. Let me ask you guys: are you all able to see me on the screen, or is it a dark screen? I don't know. Are you able to see me, Mr. S?
No, just a dark screen.
It's just a dark screen. I don't know what happened to my screen. Hold on a second. That will fix the screen. I am not sure. Are you able to
Now,
see me now?
yes, I can see you.
All right, guys. Please excuse me. Something just told me to check the live, and I see a dark screen, and I'm like, what happened? Well, I just want to tell you thank you so much, Mr. S, for coming on, for being respectful, and for sharing your perspective. And for that, I really appreciate you. Is there any last words, Miss Lucille? Thank you for tuning in. Any last words that you'd like to share with the world in reference to what's happening in the Dominican Republic with Haitian people?
I just want to say this that the Dominican Republic is a small country. We have limited resources. We can only help so much. When it comes to Haiti, I believe organizations that are supposed to bring peace are the ones that are supposed to help Haiti. We can help, but only so much. We are not to blame. What's happening with Haiti, with the Haitian women getting deported back to Haiti, with the with so many people getting deported back to Haiti, that's just the government reinforcing his laws and his policies. That's why the Dominican Republic is a country. And the Dominican population, I am a Dominican. I'm not part of the government, but I'm here as a Dominican. And I can speak for thousands and thousands of Dominicans that we stand by our government. That's what we want. Yes, we need immigrants, but we don't need as many as we're getting. Again, we have limited resources, and there is only so much the Dominican Republic can do for Haiti.
Thank you so much. Thank you. If you ask my perspective, I agree. There's only so many Haitians that Dominican Republic can hold. And as you shared, some of the same disparities that Haitians face, Dominicans also face in their country. My advice to anyone that's living in the Dominican Republic, do what you need to do to establish yourself. Take the opportunity with both hands and do your best to not be a part of the Haitian group that's taking some of the resources, but do be an addition, because you just shared that it's not about race, it's about money. I've had a few people to share that same ideology with me, that it's not because you're solely a Haitian, it's about money. Hey, I don't know. All I hear is that mass deportation is towards Haitians, as many of you guys hear it. So sometimes when you're in that situation, people can respond emotionally instead of logically, because not having money is an issue a lot of Haitians travel to fix. They're in search of life. So I just want to thank you so much, Mr. S, and you have a blessed one. Okay.
Okay, you too. Thank you, and I'm sorry if I got a little like
Oh
excited.
no, you
I
you
didn't
were
want.
a really good guest. I mean, I thank you so much. I really do.
I didn't mean to offend anybody. I'm sorry if I did.
I do think that you should do some more research, just as I will do some research too, on some of the things that you
I have
said.
one more question. I have one more question
Oh,
before
you
anything.
did say you wanted to ask me some questions. And
Yes. Okay. Just one question. So I'm curious because I have followed different platforms, Haitian platforms, both in English and in Creole. I don't speak Creole, but I do my best on like translating.
unable to hear me as can't hear the no, no, All right. Can you hear me now again?
I
Can
can.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
I do.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I do. From this side, yes, I can hear you.
All right. The audience, are you guys able to hear me now? You guys, thank you. Please excuse me, guys, as it's been a struggle with internet. It is something that I'm once again working on to get Starlink here. That way I can get back in the groove. So please, thank you guys so much for your understanding. Can you please re-ask that question because the audience wasn't able to hear you?
Okay. So I follow different Haitian platforms and different Haitians I like how to call it like content creators. They want to promote Haiti as a tourist spot, right? And they want to promote investment in Haiti. But I don't hear anyone talking about politics. I think politics in a country is is what moved the country. For instance, in my country, Dominican Republic, we used to have two main parties, the PLD and the PRD. During the pandemic, people got fed up. They didn't want to do anything with the PLD anymore, and they didn't want to do anything with the PRD either. So they voted for the PRM, and that's the president that we have now, right? And he got reelected. So I'm just saying, like, and with Dominican Republic is doing a lot better than what they used to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was based on the people empowering themselves and voting for someone different and like doing some now this government that we have in the Dominican Republic, if the people don't like something, if they don't want something, they will protest and the government will listen and will fix it, right? So now the government is the people are like, okay, we have the power, we can do this, and now they're getting accustomed to that. So the next president that we get will have to abide by what the people does, but by what the people want, because now they're getting used to it. They're getting used to protest and getting what they want, right? But it wasn't like that from the beginning. Like we went through a lot. We went through different
So,
dictatorship.
what exactly is your question to me? Because
My
it's more
question
like
to
a
you, my question to you is why is it that in Haiti people don't emphasize uh, politics, and what need what needs to be done for people to realize that even though politics is a difficult topic to talk to because there is a lot of mistrust on on leaders, right? At the end of the day, country need a leader. It just needs a leader. No matter whether you want to talk about it, whether you don't like it or not, you need politics.
well, I know that you don't. I assume that you don't speak Creole. But if it is
Real.
for channels on YouTube or TikTok that speak about politics in reference to Haiti, you should be overwhelmed with that. Now, you may not get many that are English speaking, but the mainstream media, but there are a lot of Haitian um, people who their platform is solely politics. For one of the reasons why I don't do politics is from the beginning I've shared this channel is the good, the bad, and the ugly of Haiti. And I'm sharing my life in Haiti. This is my second beginning, and my sole focus is not politics. Because from the beginning, in my opinion, leaders, politics have let the people in this country down um, a lot. Since I've been in Haiti, Haiti has been a country that I think it's the few people like myself that are doing good in Haiti. that has kept this country going. Now, you're right, politics is needed because no country in this day and age is able to, survive without good politics. But at this time, that's not my department. And because that's not my department, I do my best to not speak on politics, because for me to speak on something, then I have to make sure that I know facts behind what I am sharing. And I am not really connected politically or know all the facts to have my channel surrounding politics. And one thing too, I share for me, for many of you guys who's been following me, I am pretty consistent. And I am consistent at what I enjoy doing. I would not be consistent at politics because I don't enjoy politics. I do have my friend here, Combit Pulakai Sedeas. How's it going? She is a guest. She doesn't speak much English, but she is more politically involved as far as a content creator than I am. I enjoy the work that we do in Haiti. Um, and I am not one that do the work that I do for my country in hopes of ever getting any positions in Haiti. The position that I have, I love it. I do hope that it multiply. That way I will continue to touch more and more lives in Haiti. More and more lives. But that's to make a difference. I think you should learn to speak a little bit more Creole, because the few of us, that boy Lynn's Haitian friends, um, C. Genty, Rudy B, the few of us that have encamped around Haiti to put out English content and to put out a different narrative about Haiti, I believe it is done on purpose. It's done to not to let the world know there are people that are living in Haiti, and everyone in Haiti is not a bad person. Everybody in Haiti is not politically involved. And with all of the narrative that's pushed out to the world about Haiti, that is not all Haiti is about. So, shout out to all of those great creators that risk their lives on a daily, that continue to travel. Each and every one of us that bring you content out of Haiti, you guys should definitely, be supportive, share the content, because being a content creator, especially moving away from that narrative, I feel that politics is that's what keeps blemishing the image of Haiti, because when a lot of the platforms that is politically, inclined, they're always sharing bad and scary news about Haiti. And I personally do not like sharing these type of news with my people unless I just absolutely feel like this is affecting us from daily operations as far as the work that I do in the background. But I don't enjoy sharing bad news about my country with the whole world. It makes me sad. So
Me
that's
either,
why
but
I don't do politics here.
I understand that, and I can see that. I do understand 100%.
hmm And you gotta have heart too to be in politics in Haiti. Okay, it wouldn't. I know that. See, God blesses each person with a specific gift, because not a lot of people can even do the work that I do here in Haiti, and it takes a tough person to be able to do charitable work as well in Haiti. But in my opinion, it takes a very, very tough man or woman to be in the political department of Haiti today. That's just my opinion. But I do thank you so much for tuning in. I don't want us to continue on and on, we could do a second part to this show. You know, you're welcome here to share your perspective another time. Um, but I hope I answered your question.
You did. You did. Okay, so thank you so much again. Sorry if I offend anybody. I did got to be excited, but
No, no, you are good. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a Dominican that follow life in Haiti. That's probably because you know I'm not gonna be one of those Haitians to go and crowd your space over there. You know,
I have Haitian friends. I have Haitian friends. Mm,
well,
One of my
that's good.
friends in middle
Haitian people
school.
have nothing against Dominicans. That's one thing I can say. Haitian people, we love people. That you cannot take away from the Haitian people. We genuinely have a love for people. I saw bad news about this ban, the flight ban being the suspension going all the way to 2026. Guys, I literally did not work for a few days because that disturbed me, especially with the work we're doing. We have a new year about to start. There's things that we need here at the school that will have a huge effect on daily operations. Literally, guys, I wanted to cry hearing that flights will not be coming into the Port-au-Prince area until 226. So Haitian people, we love people. I think, and this is solely my opinion, I think it's the other way around. And as you mentioned, a man without much money have very little friends. And I can understand why when people see Haitian people coming, it is a problem because with this world standards, Haitian people are not the ones bringing in much of the money. We're bringing more problems, right?
Not problem. It's just more like I wouldn't call it a problem.
With moral liability, and that's, you know, someone can view it that way. For and that's not all Haitians, but you can view it that way and have your opinion that way. But I thank you, Mr. S. We'll definitely speak more in the background, and you have
Okay.
a blessed one. Okay.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye bye. What a graceful, a gracious guest, right? He was a very, very sweet guy. And if you ask Marie, why can't we get along, right? It was I think it was a really good show. I have Dominican friends too. You guys know, being that I grew up in Texas, you get to saying how many white friends you got, how many black friends. People get to looking at you sideways, like, oh, you count how many you got? Because I can't tell you how many black friends I got. Like, I've been meeting black people all my life. I'm not, I mean, anyway, that's just a joke. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys tonight. If we stay stuck on history, we can't forget about history. But there are things that we have to understand that maybe decisions were made a certain way back then. We might have to go in and revise some things. We may have to implement some changes. Because can we continue to promote hate? And if we can promote hate, we definitely can turn that hate into love and promote more love. Dominican Republic is a small island that have its own issues. I've shared several times that I do think Haitian people should find their way back home. And I have to agree with this young man that there is only so many Haitian people that the Dominican Republic can take in the Dominican in their country. And honestly, our problems is not their problems. Let's continue to pray for Haiti. If you've yet to support the channel, guys, please find it in your heart to support the work that we do here. We need more positive things happening and going here in Haiti. Haiti is our country. And when we hear these type of testimonies, yes, we should listen. We should hear them out because it is their country and it is time for us to start doing what's best for us here in Haiti. It's time for us to put our heads together and unite our country and do what's best for the people here of Haiti. Thank you guys so much. Be kind to one another. Tell somebody you love them. Don't forget, guys, hug on yourself. All the mothers, for those of you are who are mourning the loss of your parent, your mother specifically, there's no words, especially in the month of May when many countries are celebrating Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day. Lean on the memories that you all shared and the gift that your mother was to you. And for people who are like myself, who may struggle with Mother's Day because of the memories, try to be forgiving. Because that is whenever I find myself feeling a certain type of way, I have to learn to be forgiving. Because sometimes I don't think people intentionally do things to hurt you, but feel like they did what was best for you at that time, for themselves too at that time. So thank you guys so much. Love you all. Have a blessed night and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around the world. From us in Haiti. Good night, guys.